Lady Narmon Dewey. Um, yeah, it's the Stories from Seoul, the Gundog full game. It released at yesterday on Steam and then midnight wherever your location is. I tried staying up to buy it right at midnight and I fell asleep in my chair because I ate too much for supper and I just conked right out. I only had 2 hours to go and I was like zonked. So yeah, so I'm just gonna play a bit. I would have played longer, but where I fell asleep. I'm hoping to get up and like do the opening and then get started on the tour. But I don't know if there's anything new been added because, you know, it's the new game. So yeah, really excited. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed the demo. It took me 5.5 hours and like 3 days to finish it because like I could only play a little bit at a time, especially because of the weather. So now I'm excited. I'm just wondering how the text is. If it's the UI's different, then I can hopefully play it in my room on the littler TV. Anyway, just waiting for this. Not going to do voices. My voice is too short. Not like with Ghost Trick, which I really got to get finished. It's been on my radar to finish. I just gotta learn how to play it again. Lots of the oh, I was gonna go back with the demo because they said that the developers said that there's slightly different dialogue options if you leave Croix left. Oh, it's really tiny now. In the elevator, because I just went up and it didn't seem like anything different, so I didn't play through further in that. So I'm gonna go back and yeah, I want to play in studio mode, but it locked me into like Vivid last time, so I'm just gonna stick with it. No slots. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to go back. We'll go back. Yeah, it didn't fix the bug with the with options. It acts like you pressed square first instead of going through. Hi, baby. Lydia just came to see me. Yeah, my voice is too short to... I wonder what the difference in the font is. Did it change anything? Cause it... Oh, it's actually worse. It's even less viable to read. Hi, Lydia. How's Lydia, huh? Yeah, I have no idea what to name my character. I've had to think. Like I thought about just playing non-binary like I did with the original. September 21st, Planetary Calendar 209, following a raft of Oppressive policies and crackdowns from the Earth-based government of the Solar Federation, the joint forces of the Martian territories, and the Jovian Unified Colony Fleet rebelled. This conflict came to be known as the Solar War. The war carried on for 3 years, but eventually the combined forces of the Martian territories and Jovian United Colony Fleet managed to push the Federation military all the way back to planet Earth in the final days of conflict. A pitched battle was fought in lunar orbit that would decide the war's victor. Lady just decided to sit in front of the TV and start to read around her. Lunar orbit. Aboard the Jovian carrier JFS Kalite. Reflectively tighten your grip on your armored frame's twin flight sticks as another wave of vibrations reverberate through the cockpit. It is up a little bit though, it's not as far down. Maybe I can play it. The creak of your new flight suit and your quickening breath are the only sounds that you hear above the gentle hum of the frame's subsystems. As you squeeze the controls tighter, their plastic casings creak under the pressure. You try and stay calm, knowing that these gentle vibrations are remnants of huge shock waves that are buffering the Kalite, the carrier that you're stationed on. Yeah, I'm just checking, Stephanie Light, one of the authors I've been reading for years, she was on Dream, she moved to Inkit. She's upgrading the tiers of when, like, the tier I'm on still there, and the lowest tier, but she's adding, like, a tier where every 4 months you get shipped a physical book. And so, but it's a first come, first serve, so I had to check into the time on that, because I'm getting antsy with that, too. Each one is near a miss, and explosion tears through the space around the ship. You try to push the thought from your mind and focus on controlling your breath, but you've already realized that their frequency means the Kalite must be approaching the front line. Your squadron will be launching soon, and you'll be engaging your first real sortie. Your first real fight, in fact. Yeah, with the, there is an embargo, kind of, not to stream any ending-related content until the 28th, or upload. Now, so anything past the demo I'm going to put on schedule to release, if I actually play that much. Like, again, it took me 5.5 hours to finish the demo. So by then I might not have even got very far. Like, let alone an ending. You feel your throat tighten. Simulations are as good as the real thing. That's what your trainer told all of you. But you know that pilots are supposed to have hundreds of hours of live flights and training exercises in real armored frames before they're allowed anywhere near the front lines. Of course, that didn't happen. Command had told you that the modern simulators meant cadets could graduate without the need for these exercises. Yeah, I joined the Discord for Space Colony Studios and stuff, because I avoided a lot of it because I'm like, I want to finish the demo, and then I didn't finish the demo for like 8 months. So, I didn't get involved in the fandom or the hype until after I was done the demo. You'd overhear the rumors, though. The Jovian colony fleet had lost a lot of pilots and still wanted to keep peace with the Martian advance against Earth, had resorted to fielding anyone that could fight. Yeah, we're just shock troops. Like, we're not like, riding from Metal Gear Solid. where our only battle experience has been VR. Whole squadron is just like you, fresh conscripted from Europa colony. You've undergone basic training, and there are almost all your flight training had taken place in the cruiser's journey from Jovian space. You wonder how the others are feeling right now. Whether maintenance crew, Collite 5. Is it a flight deck? We are preparing your squad for takeoff. Running last-minute diagnostics on your frame. Activating all systems. Okay, that is kind of cut off. I don't know if I could play that. Now. Alright, looks all good to go. We'll run a few more checks and we'll have your spaceborne in a few minutes. Ready to show those Terrans who's boss? I gotta turn that down a little bit. Especially where I'm sitting on top of it to read the text. Yeah, straight, kick some ass. My race is to try to think of a response that will convince not just the engineer but yourself too that everything is going to be alright. Yeah, I've never played the beginning with being all hell yeah, so I don't know if it changes how things go. But Lydia's really trying to get my headphones. Instead, your mouth dries up and your heart feels like it's about to burst from your chest. The flight sticks creak more loudly as you squeeze them tighter, as if any moment now you may snap them in half. Well, they're plastic. That might happen. Hey pilot, everything okay in there? Comms green? After taking a few deep breaths, it eventually feels like you have a motorum of control again. You release your grip on the flight sticks and lean back into your chair. This is Collite 5, comms green, just a bit. Well there, Collite 5, nothing wrong with feeling the jitters. Tell you what, what's your name, pilot? What's your first name, pilot? And this is what I've been thinking of. I have not decided what my name is. I thought of Lori, I thought of, you know, Polly, things like Shonid, Karis, I even thought of calling her like Karis Long, so she could be like Love Boat. I'll call her Lori though. Oh man. Lydia, stop it. You can see Lydia's... Oh, you... Actually, no, it doesn't show up my text. Actually, I'll spell it the Welsh way. Lori. Tell me it's a lowrider. Okay, Lori, what's your surname? Yeah, we're not falling into calling her Cass again. We're actually going to play female. I thought about playing non-binary like the first time I played and naming them Kellen. Kellen is like my top tier name, one of my top tier names. Lori Polaris. I could call her Knight. Got Lord. Not Knickerbocker, we're not naming her Knickerbocker PlayStation. So we got Lori Knight. I think that sounds alright. That seems to fit in better. With the, you know, like we got a Lord, and we got Bartholomew's, and whatnot. So we'll go with Knight. And your pronouns. Lori Knight, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, it did fix the bug though with the cutting off the last digit of the name. Okay, Ensign Knight, first up, take a few deep breaths for me, in and out, nice and slow, you got that? Yeah, I made the mistake my first, like, the first time playing, I just went with, I didn't get to the point of meeting Cassandra because my game bugged. But the second time playing the demo, it was very confusing with Cassandra or Cassie and Cassius. Keeping track of who's who. Okay, Ensign Knight, first up, take a few deep breaths from me, in and out. Nice and slow, you got that? You draw in one long measured breath and hold it, then release it. Following the engineer's instructions, you repeat this a few more times. After a while, you begin to feel your pulse slow and some of the tension in your body slip away. Still feel on edge, but feel slightly more in control. Alright, there. Now listen up, Ensign. You ain't got a thing to worry about out there. The way I've heard it is that all the Terran's best pilots are taken care of in between here and Mars. Heck, Martians are the ones who have been leading the charge today. So the ones taking all the flak. Propaganda machines selling this as our decisive strike against Earth's last line of defense. But between you and me, it ain't nothing more than a mopping up situation. A buddy of mine, Operation, said it as much in the canteen last night. Besides, you hear a dull ring of the comms and sit bolt upright in your seat, floating back and exhaling as you realize there's nothing more than the engineer striking the cockpit armor on your frame. This beauty here is a work of art. Terran frames ain't got nothing on her. She's all tuned up and ready to go. Probably spent more time with this one than I have with my own kid. Ha, so don't you worry. Yeah. Remember what I taught you in training and leave the rest up to her, and you'll come out of this just fine. Despite your sterile reaction a moment ago, the engineer's confidence is infectious, and it starts rubbing off on you. You adjust your position in your seat so that you're set up straight, and the soft hum of the frame systems now seems more comforting than ominous. Just a mopping up operation, you think. Martians have done all the work, so we're sitting pretty here in our top of the line frames. Yeah, nothing to worry about. Yeah, this is not. That's bullshit, but whatever. So Ensign Knight, how are you feeling about things now? Feeling good, ready to go. Dot dot dot. You almost managed to reply with something preppy and upbeat, but at the last moment the words catch in your throat. If this were a simple mopping up operation, why was it happening in lunar orbit and not nearer to Earth? Why are those explosions so close to the light? These questions churn your head as you grip the flight sticks again. Hey Ensign, you still in there? Comms still green? I said, how are you feeling? Oh, sorry, comms green. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Ready to kick ass and everything. You lie. That's the spirit, kid. Just remember what I told you. Look after the frame and she'll look after you. Ain't no thing. Like a chicken wing. Left alone with the thoughts and you're tuned back to the gentle hum of the frame, you watch the seconds tick away and the cockpit clock twists while you wait for the order to launch. And there's a comment, so I'm gonna check that on Twitch. Because I don't have it. It would definitely be too small to read if I had the like the Twitch overlay with the comments. So that's why I don't have it. So I can actually manually check my Twitch channel to see. I should actually change the music. Oh, it's another spam bot. Cheap viewers on Steamboat. Remove the space. So yeah, you're gonna be recording Bucko. This is the fourth go of spam bot. When I've been streaming this. Don't get them when I stream most other games, so I don't. Left alone with your thoughts, you turn back to the gentle hum of the frame, you watch the seconds tick away on the cockpit clock whilst you wait your order for the order to launch. Wait seems to drag on and on. You carry out a few last-minute flight checks, but as you already completed them, when you board it, nothing has changed. Alright pilots, listen up. This is Flight 1. We've been cleared for launch, so be ready for immediate action. All frames will be taken off in destination order. Attack formation, sound off. All frames will be taken off in destination order. Flight 2, ready. Flight 3. This is Flight 3, ready. Flight 4 here, ready to take off. Flight 5, confirm your status. Oh yeah, Flight 5, standing by. Keep it together, Flight 5. Flight 6, ready. Alright, Flight Squadron, move out. Flight 1, launching. Flight 2, launching. Flight 3, launching. Launch. Flight 4, moving out. Helid. Up and go. Roll call of your squadron as they depart from the ship and accelerate rapidly towards the comet zone. Sounds almost like a countdown to you. Once Flight 4 is cleared to launch, you know your time has come. You disengage the restraints and prepare yourself. Flight 5, launching. You shout as you slam the flight sticks forward for maximum thrust. Wait, screw. Flight 5, abort, launch cut. Thrusters, Flight 5, abort, launch cut, thrusters. I'm surprised the rumble feature isn't going. Engineer's instructions barely register in the confusion as your head is as you're jerked around the cockpit. Your helmet slamming into the control panel as a brief moment of thrust throws you back into your seat before you whip forward again. Warnings flash all over your monitor and sirens alert sound from all over the cockpit. Flight 5, abort launch, and cut thrusters. It takes a few seconds for you to comprehend the engineer, but once you do, you quickly pull the flight sticks back to their neutral position. The rear of your frame's engines dies, and your cockpit regains its previous stillness. You wince at the nostalgic taste of blood fills your mouth. Alright, Flight 5, hang tight for a moment. Your frame's restraints didn't accept the disengage command, so you're still attached to the flight. We're going to need to run a diagnostic, shouldn't take too long. You slump in the cockpit's chair and exhale deeply, your heart still pounding a million beats per minute, and your lips stinging. Continue to slow your breathing as you listen to the still open communications channel by the maintenance crew as they work to get your frame released. Hey, yeah, it looks like the restraints disengage command didn't register, so yeah, Unit 5, alright, yeah. Get Unit 6 out, no sense waiting for this one. Okay, start the diagnostic and reboot if necessary. That's a hard word for me with my accent. Flight 6 launching. Zoom! Up and go. What do you mean, hardware fault? We've checked this 10 times since Mars, at least. Who was assigned Unit 5? Oh, fine, right, shut down systems and run the diagnostic in. I want this frame up there in the next 5 minutes. Yeah. My personal opinion still is that the flight, like, the armored frame we were in, understood how anxious we were, and panicked, and, you know, let us, like, purposely didn't disengage. Flight 5, we're going to shut down your frame systems for a moment, so you run diagnostics. Stay ready though, we'll have you launching soon. Flight 5, understood, ready and waiting. As your cockpit fades to darkness again, you release the flight sticks and suddenly realize just how long you've been clenching your fists around them. Flex your fingers and roll your shoulders, exhaling again as you begin to hear the muffled sounds of engineers working on your frame's restraints. Staring at the dead monitor, you slowly begin to smile. This was what you wanted, wasn't it? You'd spent so long worrying about this mission that you've thrown up twice in the past 24 hours. Now it looks like it was all for nothing. You'd got what you wanted, and you were safe. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know if you're all rearing to go, it changes this or not. As safe as you can be, strapped to the outside of a military carrier in an inactive armored frame anyway. Your smile widens inadvertently at that thought. Getting shot down in an active frame is still its restraints. You become the cautionary tale for engineers and pilots throughout the entire Jovian fleet. Your mind quickly turns to the rest of your squadron. When they returned, you'd be the laughingstock of the entire flight. Pilot who spent their entire first mission stuck in a dark cockpit. You dodged a bullet, but you'd never. Flight 6. This is Flight 6. They've cut up the flight path. There's more. There's a whole squadron of carriers coming in from E-Field. Flight 1, they're going to cut you off from the fleet. Flight 6 signal disappearing as you sit bolt upright, as you begin pressing buttons, trying to activate your cockpit's main monitor so you can see what's going on. However, with your frame system shut down remotely by the maintenance crew, you can do nothing but sit in the dark stillness and listen to the events unfold. Commander, Flight 6, respond. Flight 6, what's going on? How many carriers are coming in from E-Field? Man, Flight 6 signal has been lost. It's not responding. He's Hold it together, Flight 4. All units, form up. Defensive formation on me. As I said, all units, Flight 2, don't break formation. Ma'am, they're firing at us. There's so many of them. Oh god. Oh. Ma'am, help. In an instant, your communications channel is flooded with cries of terror and panic. You hear your squad mates, your fellow pilots, exclamations of fear as this unexpected enemy force bears down on them. Screams and yelps, wails and howls fill your head as you sit powerless in the dark confines of your cockpit. Hey. Who's out there? Engineering? Hey, get me ready. I can help. Get me ready to launch. Engineering. They're getting killed out there. I need to go now. You shout demands that your frame's ready to launch over the channel, but are met with no response. In the dark of the cockpit, with the controls unresponsive, you can't be sure whether the channel is closed or if no one's listening, with all attention turned to receiving the battle damage units from your squad. Listen to me. Anyone, get me out of there. Get me out there. You desperately began attempting to manual override your systems, but they find that nothing responds to you. Only spark of life that you can glean from a frame is the small diagnostic progress bar. I need to be out there. Anyone, hey. In one last desperate attempt, you began hammering on your cockpit walls, hoping to get the attention of the engineers you could hear outside earlier. Higher and higher time the chaos of the combat out in space is narrated to you in broken fragments of radio chatter. There's 3. 4 on me. I've lost my shield. I can't shake them. They're everywhere. There. Flight 4. Head. The line of retreat's totally cut off. We can't get back to the ship. Ma'am, what do we do? What do we do? Stop panicking and form up. 3 and 4 on me. We're going to punch a hole through their formation and... Ma'am, come in, ma'am. Oh, no, oh god, oh. One by one, your squad's signals disappear, and the cacophony of panic disappears, replaced by the gentle hiss of static. You stop hammering on the side of your cockpit as the last voice is cut off. You're drenched in cold sweat now, and your empty stomach feels like a rock has sunk to the bottom of it. You lean back and stare blankly ahead. Wasn't sure I pressed that too fast. This is Flight 5. Ready for takeoff. Planetary Calendar 209. Despite last-minute reinforcements for the Solar Federation from their headquarters on Earth, the battle above Lunar is a victory for the joint Martian and Jovian forces. This would be the final battle of the Solar War. Having lost their last stronghold on Lunar, the Solar Federation would agree to ceasefire and sign an armistice to end hostilities, and now easy peace fills the solar system. The conflict between the Solar Federation and the Martian Jovian alliance concluded. The Kalight and her crew soon returned to the Europa colony near Jupiter. April 19th, Planetary 214. A reduced need for pods away from the delicate space between Earth and Mars saw Ensign Knights reassigned to security detail aboard various Jovian ships. She is eventually promoted to lieutenant. 4 years have passed since the battle above Lunar. Jovian colony fleet, fearing a fresh aggression from Earth, has increased patrols near its colonies after picking up unusual signals coming from further out in the solar system. Patrol ship of JFS Gundog is dispatched to support the JFS O'Brien in investigating of these signals. Jovian space. Aboard the Jovian patrol ship JFS Gundog. Rumble of the Gundog's engines. Oh, we got a trophy. Got a trophy. Reverberate through the ship. You clench your fists. It's been 4 years, and to this day, the sensation of tremors, whether they're ship engines, docking clamps, or weapon drills, still ties your stomach into knots. A bad trait for a ship security officer. You shake your head and exhale slowly, taking a moment before slowing the last of your possessions and pushing the drawer closed. You feel the click as it locks into place, and the exterior plastic paneling sits completely flush with the surroundings. Stepping back, you look around the room. You take another deep breath and hold it for a moment. Although this was far from your first posting as security officer, you always felt the same sense of trepidation, if not anxiety. As similar all the ships were, they all came with their own unique crews and personalities, and with those came unique problems. Breathing out, you take a look around the room, taking stock of your surroundings. Select the look button to examine your surroundings by selecting items of interest. Select it again when you're done. A standard crew bunk. Once you've slept in one, you've slept in them all. Well, this one's one of the nicer ones that's been assigned to. The wall panel can be removed by jimmying it with a thin object, even crews. And crew members often stash contraband there. It looks like this one's not been touched though. This lets me control the room's lighting from the bed. I keep my books here too. I'm currently reading Tales of the Cosmic Champion series. This terminal lets me access the ship's computer. It's got a clock, a word processor, and even a calendar. I can also access records and my orders from here, but for anything else I need to access the core, which is limited to those in operations or command. Just a normal storage unit. I travel light, so mine only has clothes in it. Standard door with electronic lock and magnetic bolting says the only way in or out unless you plan on getting creative with the maintenance tunnels. Select the use button to interact with your surroundings by selecting specific objects. To use them, select the button again when you're done. Oh, it looks like I've been instructed to report to the bridge to meet the captain. I haven't met anyone yet since my transport to the spaceport ran late, and it's just about made it on board before launch. Select the move button to move different locations with the first option. You change your mind, select the button again. Okay. There's nothing in here right now that I need, just my uniforms and some toiletries. I've only just aboarded, it's still the middle of the day, based on Jovian Standard Time. We're gonna turn my lights off. So we can tease Cass, see it later. Make sure the rest of the room is here, should I use it? Yes. Oh, there's no reason right now. Thank you for lagging on that. crew corridor 1. Step out into the empty corridor and the door to your quarters. Gently hits the step behind you. The keypad gives a short series of beeps and you hear the lock engage. The dull thumb of the ships is barely audible, but otherwise you stood in total silence. Air is cooler outside your quarters, and the corridor has a sterile lack of aroma. This has been the same with every ship you've been stationed on. At this point, doesn't surprise you. Okay, so this is the Swift class patrol vessel, which means when I leave this quarters block, I'll be in the foreside thoroughfare. If I go right towards the aft, I'll arrive in the central hub, and then I can head to the bridge. Ensign Price. Haru Rumney. Doesn't sound familiar. Yeah, I kept calling them Haru because that view does not look like a view to me. Dylan Dees. Can't say I've run into them on any other ship. Dalton Ranch. Not someone I've met before. Anything else to look at? No. Side thoroughfare. You leave the crew lock behind you and find yourself in a much larger corridor. It stretches off to your left and with multiple smaller corridors leading from it. To your right, the corridor leads to a large plaza-like space. A very faint breeze coming from your left ruffles your hair and chills you slightly, and you hear the sounds of human activity. From the right, you can hear the hum of the ship's engines more clearly now, as well as the occasional low, quiet whirring sound. Looks like I was right. The portion of the thoroughfare will let me access both sets of crew quarters, the mess hall, hangar, and the central hall. From there I can access the rest of the ship's areas. I should hurry up to meet the captain before I look around anywhere else. Yeah. Ship's hangar, since I'm security detail on time, I should be spending there when I'm carrying out my daily checks on a larger ship. You see people coming and going constantly. It's an eerie light. It's eerie how quiet this one is. I'm going to try to go to the mess hall. I don't think it'll let me, but I know I just saw there was an achievement for something I started doing on the demo. Mess hall, I can't imagine ship the size of a cook or even a kitchen, so it's probably I've been to that unit. Wonder what could be down that way. Fire control, maybe? Central hub. At the central hub, and you hear a low whirring noise, and engines grow louder. You see the readouts above one of the elevators change, letting you know using it to travel to another part of the ship. Looking around, you see the entrance to both the fore and aft sides, thoroughfares, as well as the corridor to the airlocks. The elevator will take me to the bridge where the captain will be. I shouldn't waste any more time. No, we're going to waste some time. We're going to examine stuff. See if things have changed between the demo and now. Most of the ship can be accessed from the two thoroughfares, but some areas, like the bridge, are situated in different levels, so need to be accessed by elevator. There should be access for maintenance crawlways around here somewhere, but those are usually only for emergencies. Some foreshadowing. Okay, it's not going to let me go anywhere else then. But maybe I could have messed off first. Knowing what you need to report to the captain, who at this point of the ship's journey should be stationed on the bridge, you make your way forwards towards the elevators and push the call button. You step back and watch the indicators above each elevator, waiting for one to arrive. As you wait, your mind begins to wander, and you're caught unaware as you feel something suddenly jab into the back, and your back, and a voice from behind you declares, "Hands in the air, identify yourself." Your posture stiffens as you snap back to the reality, caught completely off guard by the voice behind you. Thoughts race through your mind as you try to figure out what's going on. Could there already be another security detail on board? That shouldn't be possible. As far as you know, you were the only one, unless... I said, hands in the air, punk. You tentatively raise your hands, palms flat and facing forwards, as whatever has been thrust into the small of your back is removed slowly, and you hear the person behind you take a step backwards. You exhale and begin to turn around. Lieutenant Knight, Security Detail ID SO254 JFSG. I'm on my way to meet the captain too. Where you'd been expecting a gruff crew member, instead you're met with a bright and cheery officer waving a pen around with a large smile on her face. You're taken aback for a moment, as it's just isn't any officer this is. Cassie, what are you? Laurie, I've missed you so much. You big doofus, you should have seen your face when you turned around. You were all... Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool, Cassie. I love that face when you make when you think you're in trouble. It's like you're playing the big soldier will get you out of trouble. It's so cute. Lieutenant Commander Cassandra Quinn. You should have known, really. She's always been one for bad jokes and stupid pranks as long as you've known her. Yeah, this isn't really a joke. I wouldn't call this a joke. Her less than professional attitude and penchant for irresponsibility is the reason why, despite her talent, she's not commanding a ship of her own. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good did I get you? You totally thought you were being busted, right? But if you're being honest, her playful nature is what attracted you to her in the first place. We've been dating for nearly 2 years now, but a lot of that has been over electronic mail or in letters. Your postings have never lined up until now. Cassie, what are you doing here? I thought you were stationed on the Reliant. You never said you were being transferred. What happened? Well, the thing about that is you might say that a disagreement with the head of operations on the Reliant led to a lateral trajectory for my career. Cassandra, please. Okay. Maybe when came time to change the ship's cybersecurity passwords, I couldn't be bothered to spend all day sitting in the computer core, waiting for it to generate new codes, so I changed all the existing passwords by 1 digit. You place your face in your hands and a full groan rises from the back of your throat. This isn't the first time you've heard a story like this. And maybe it turns out when they run the cybersecurity drills, they assume that the enemy have your old passwords, so try to brute forcing from those. And maybe that meant the ship was compromised in 0.5 seconds. But at least they found out I'd done it in a drill and not in real engagement, right? I basically saved the entire ship in advance. I'm surprised you're still even stationed on a ship. How are you not stuck back in a records room at Europa Colony right now? Well, probably shouldn't tell you this, but if I can't trust you, who can I trust? It turns out this mission was organized at a really short notice, and the Gundog was the only ship available. The problem was that they'd been having issues with the crew, so they had to transfer in some short notice. Lucky for me that I'd so recently been made available. That's weird. I'd only just been stationed on the Duke, so I shouldn't have been free to be transferred. Okay, you figured it out. I may have used one of my contacts from the Academy who worked the resources to transfer you over here. Pretty sure you know every regulation you broke by doing that. Oh, what was I supposed to do? Get stationed to some tiny ship heading out in the middle of nowhere with no one I know on the crew? We haven't seen each other in months. Aren't you glad to see me? Of course I'm glad to see you. I've missed you too, you know. It's been a long time. You don't become part of the Reliance Operation Department without some serious talent. I'm not going anywhere. Oh, you said you were on your way to see the captain, right? Have you had a chance to take a look around the ship yet? No, not yet. I was going to. Great. I'll show you around. I've been here a few days, so I basically know that the ship like the back of my hand. Where do you want to go first? I was on the way to see the captain. I felt the engines start up, so I know we're launching soon, and I thought that I should probably report in as soon as possible. Oh, don't worry about that. I've already logged you aboard, so it's just a formality now. Besides, Captain Bartholomew's isn't exactly a stickler for procedures, so we can check out anywhere you want before you head up. There. Well, alright. In that case, great. This is going to be the best tour you've ever been on. By the time it's over, you'll have seen every inch of the ship and met everyone on board. It's been so long since we last saw each other, too. We definitely need to take time to stop by my quarters and get reacquainted. Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't mean what you think it means. Because I played this before. I'll access every area of the Gundog. Another trophy! Trophy! Select the talk button to view the list of all who is available to talk to. Change your mind, select the talk button again. Look around. Central Hub as Cassandra already begins to make her way to your first destination. Waving at you to follow. Might be a small ship, you think, but now would be the perfect opportunity to learn its layout and familiar size of where you're spending your current duty. Plus, you admit, it wouldn't hurt to meet all the crew. Better to get to know them sooner rather than later. Yeah. We're still gonna go to the bridge first. We're gonna talk to Cassie a bit more. You know, it's kind of funny, now that you think about it. What is? This area is called the Central Hub, but to be honest, the only places you can get straight away from here are the airlock, sickbay, or the bridge. Well, it's right in the middle of the ship, so it connects everything together via the two thoroughfares, right? Kind of, but you want to get to the engineering gears and mechanical work. You've got a long way to go go that way. But if you want to do pretty much anything else, you've got to go to the other way. Northside Thoroughfare is way more of a hub since you can get to all sorts of places really quickly. Get some snacks from the mess hall and take you to your quarters, easy. If you want a quick soda whilst taking audit in the hangar, you're there and back in no time. You should move the bridge to the front of the ship. It sounds to me like you just want a vending machine on the bridge. Hey, that's not a bad idea. But still, it's a long way to get to the other end of the ship, no matter where you're going from. How would you solve that problem? Maybe change the shape of the ship so the center is really the center? It's space, so you could make it a really efficient shape like a cube or something. It's like the board. Cube, I guess it could be efficient, but I don't think anyone would take a cube-shaped ship seriously. Like a smart car. Move to the bridge. Step from the elevator into the bridge, and what seems like to have been a pretty quiet atmosphere turns totally silent as the two women present who had previously been observing a screen turn to face you. Yeah, we've got, let's see, how many ladies do we have? We've got the chief, we've got the captain, we've got Lord, we've got Cassie, we've got me, we've got, we've got 5 ladies. For guys, we got Grange, Dees, Tanson, Rosarian. So we've got 4 guys, and we've got Haru, who is non-binary. So that's pretty even. Identify the captain almost immediately. By her uniform, although you're given pause to wonder if you misjudged, as she listlessly straightens up and heads over to you with an air of disinterest. The other woman shoots you a look, but remains seated at her station, quickly turning away when she realizes you've caught her looking your way. The curtness of her reaction catches you off guard as she quickly returns to what she's been doing before you entered. Hopefully Cassie's presence can thaw what you feel might be a cold reception. Lieutenant Laurie Knight, entering the bridge and reporting for a formal assignment. You declare, throwing a sharp salute with Cassandra quickly following suit. Lieutenant Commander Cassandra Quinn, entering the bridge, in accompaniment of Lieutenant Knight. You're taken aback slightly as you realize that you've hardly ever seen Cassie be serious about anything, even her position. Whenever she's had to talk about her assignments, it's always been dismissive or in a joking way you've caught off guard, so I'd almost missed the captain addressing you. Captain, Eddie's Lieutenant Commander. You and Cassie both lower your salutes and loosen your posture slightly. There's been a slight pause, but you can tell the Captain's sizing you up. This informal assessment lasts a little bit longer than you're comfortable with until the Captain releases a heavy sigh. Welcome aboard, Lieutenant. I appreciate your prompt appearance. You'll have to forgive me for not coming to formally welcome you at the Gundog when you first boarded. The order to depart was an urgent one, and we needed to head out as soon as possible. We wouldn't have left without you, of course. We've been given word that the transport was running late, and the system notified us when you were aboard. So I made the decision to set sail as soon as we'd received you. Thinking about it, it was unusual that there hadn't been a formal onboarding process beyond the dock staff checking your ID and guiding you to the Gundog. You had not realized in your rush, but now it was obvious. It did make sense that it was an urgent dispatch. The ship would launch as soon as all of its crew were aboard. Not a problem at all, ma'am. I apologize for the tardiness. There's another pause before the captain responds. You can't help but feel a little bit uncomfortable, unsure whether the captain is slowly deliberating something or engaged in the conversation with as little energy as possible. Think nothing of it. These things happen. Anyway, Lieutenant, I'd like to take the opportunity to formally welcome you to the JFS Gundog. My name is Captain Maris Bartholomews. I run a Titus ship as you'd expect, and I anticipate that you'll carry out your duties to the same standard. This is what I mean. It's that you'll carry out your duties to the same standard as she does. Yes, ma'am. From experience, most onboarding procedures have involved greetings and speeches from the captain that have ranged from serious to almost ceremonial. In comparison, Captain Bartholomew's introduction is almost lethargic. Your card, Lieutenant. Yes, ma'am. The item button will activate when you're able to use items that are in your inventory. In some cases, you'll need to use an item to proceed. In others, you can use an item or not. Whether you use an item or not, it's up to you. Pause and select the item to open the inventory and select the item to use it. To dismiss the inventory, select the item button again. Your card, Lieutenant. Security key card. Security officer allows me access to almost anywhere or anything on the ship. She inspects it for a moment before taking it to the control panel near the captain's chair. You remain in position, not quite at ease, but not quite at attention. You watch as she enters some commands into the console before inserting your card into a slot. There's a sound of whirring followed by a series of beeps before your card is ejected and the captain takes it back. By selecting the function button, you can now access the map of the ship, allowing you to move from one location to another without visiting areas in between. And if it happens somewhere on the way, you will move to that location instead. Also view your current objectives and any other important information to select the function button again. So we got the map, tasks, and info. Yeah, we haven't been to these places. That's good to keep track of. So basically, introduce yourself to all of them. Get my duty sidearm, all that. Last thing, ship standard quarters. Info. I've read through these before when I was playing the demo, so I'm not going to read through them again if you want to check that out. I think it was part 1 of me playing the demo. So yeah, we're not reading those. But it's just a glossary. With this Lieutenant Knight, you now have access to all areas and authorities befitting the ship's security detail. Your responsibilities begin with immediate effect. Thank you, ma'am. You're also now authorized to take an appropriate electroshock weapon from the armory. If you have any further questions, you know where to find me. Dismissed. Yeah, an appropriate. So it's up to my discretion what to take. Yes, ma'am. I got another trophy. Okay, we're gonna look around and we're gonna... Bridge is one of the few places on a ship where you can actually see out into space. When in combat, these windows are covered by blast shutters, and the bridge crew rely on sensors and small cameras mounted on the outside of the ship. Just gonna check. me check, stream. I had to restart my phone. The new update of Twitch, I have to update it again. It's been buggy. I had to actually force restart because it wouldn't let me exit out of it. I just want to check to see what the, how long I've been going for. Oh, I've got 5 minutes. Okay, we'll get done here. And we'll, with the exception of some physical control of the ship size, the Gundog can be controlled entirely from the bridge. Navigation automatic combat systems, security measures, you name it, can be all done with few crew members in this room. Gonna go. With the exception of some physical control of the ship size, gonna control the top of the bridge. Yeah. At the captain's chair, although the majority of the ship can be controlled by operations tab, a few select systems that the captain can authorize, and they're all done from that chair. You need a captain's clearance level to access them though, so that's not like you can sit down and activate them. So I'm gonna save, if it lets me. There we go. This time, if I have anything I want to check it after, I'm gonna go to small, like other save slots. So I can save this for my, the page one for my actual saving. But what I'm going to do, I saw achievement for trying to sit in the captain's chair. I'm pretty sure that's a court-martial just for thinking about sitting in it. Yeah, there we go, court-martial. Silver trophy. I didn't realize it was silver. Yeah, I'm really close to needing to pause this. Got like 3 minutes, so I think we're gonna stop it and then we'll talk to everyone.